Hello everyone, and welcome to the Tamagotchi Nano unboxing video. This time we're going to be taking a look at the PUI PUI Molcatchi driving school version, which is based on the TV show PUI PUI Molcar, which you can watch on Netflix. It's very weird, but kind of cute. And of course, this is the second PUI PUI Molcar Tamagotchi. This is the first one here, which I did an unboxing of and review of about a year ago. And I'm hoping that everything that I had wrong with the original, they're fixed in this version. Mainly the buttons were kind of weird. You would really have to push them down quite hard in order for them to kind of work. So I've heard that they did not fix it in this version, but I want to see for myself. So I went with the blue version. There's also a pink version. Again, I've been noticing that they've kind of got the back a different colour, which kind of just looks like they ran out of plastic and had to go with a darker shade. But that's just a minor thing. Let's change the time. Oh yeah, these buttons are not good. Yeah, and I'll try to find an angle where you can see. Oh, these buttons are, yeah. The buttons are just as bad as the previous Molcatchi, which is not good. Yeah, so you really have to you have to push them at a very specific angle to get them to register, which was a huge issue that I had with the original release. I was kind of hoping that they would fix it for this one, but looks like it is possible they just grabbed the exact same everything and maybe just changed a few sprites. I'm hoping it's not the case. I'm hoping that it's a bit different, but considering it has the button issue, I can only say that because most Nanos don't have the button issue, I'm kind of wondering if it's just the same thing with maybe a few different sprites. So we'll go to food. Oh, these buttons. There we are. Carrot or lettuce. Because they're guinea pigs. While they look like cars, they're guinea pigs in nature. Yeah, these buttons, look. You can see how much I'm pressing. You've got to get a very specific angle on the buttons to press them. And let's check out the games. We've got this game. Let's see what it is. I usually like the button mashing games, but I'm worried that the button mashing games would not be something I'm good at in this. Now what's this one? Is this a timing game? No, it's the it tells you what button to press and you press the button, which again, not a game that's easy when the buttons aren't working right. I think I pressed it, yeah I did. Next game. Now this game is the obstacle one, which I'm terrible at. So the Nanos all kind of have the same selection of 3 games from a very same pool of games. So they've always got the same sort of, like Simon Says, like the button pressing game where you have to, it says what button to press and you have to press it within the time, the obstacle game, and then let's see what this game is. And usually a button mashing game as well, or another different timing game. Yeah, this one's a timing game. I think I have to get it when they're in the center. Nope. Yeah, this is a timing game, but I'm always really bad at it. You have to get it when they're in a specific position, but I'm never good at... Is that... Okay, there's another game. What's this one? I'm really bad at the timing ones, especially when the buttons just don't work. This is the button mashing game, which is typically the easiest, but because the buttons aren't so good on this, it's a little bit more of a challenge. It'll give you pretty bad RSI. But even then, it's pretty easy to get perfect even when the buttons aren't behaving. And that should be it. So we've got the Simon Says game, obstacle game, the timing game, button mashing, and that's it in terms of our games. And you press C and you get sort of like a status checkup. Because the Nanos don't have a status screen, because it's limited for icons and functionality in terms of things you can do with these buttons, you check how happy your character is by pressing C. And it kind of gives you like an indication in terms of noise and animation about how it's feeling. Of course, when it's unhappy, it kind of makes that failure dun-dun noise. When it's happy, it makes like a success noise. And that's how you work out how your character's doing. And all the Nanos are more or less the same, but just with different sprites. And as I mentioned, they have the same selection or similar selection of games on each other. They just have like whatever the franchise is put on. So whatever, it's different skins, but the same sort of games or similar selection of games. In terms of turning off the volume, you hold C and press A, and then you select on or off. And sometimes on some Tamagotchis, some Tamagotchi Nanos, they use icons. Interestingly enough, this one has opted to go with English text. Some of them have Japanese text, not so many. And then there's one, the Geordie Tamagotchi, which uses Korean, which I do not know any Korean, so I kind of had to struggle for that one. But this one uses English. I think I prefer when they use icons, just on the basis that it makes it more accessible internationally. You, of course, had a few Tamagotchi Nanos that have very squished together Japanese kanji, which is, even if you know the kanji, it's very squished and it's kind of hard to read. So, of course, the English being in block letters, that does make it easy to read, but again, I prefer the icons just in terms of ease of use and accessibility for foreign markets. But yeah, so that's it for the driving school ver of the PUI PUI Molcatchi. I do like the blue shell, the baby blue, it's very sweet. Really disappointed with the buttons. Was kind of hoping that they would have fixed that from the original. But it's a cute little guy. And again, if you haven't watched PUI PUI Molcatchi, Molcar rather, it's on Netflix. They're very short little episodes. They're kind of weird, but they're fairly cute, and I'm fairly certain that there's a new series coming out, which explains why this exists, I guess. But yeah, again, shame they didn't improve the buttons from the initial release, but what can you do? But in any case, that's it for my thoughts on the PUI PUI Molcatchi. As usual, I will review it and release a review video once I've had enough time with it. But so far, I'm not too impressed on the basis that those buttons, ugh. But anyway, that's it for my unboxing. Let me know your thoughts on this series or Tamagotchi Nanos, or any comments and questions you have. Let me know in the comment section below. Like this video if you also hoped that they fixed the button issue. Subscribe if you haven't already. And if you have subscribed, tell your friends, tell your families, tell your enemies. And of course, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!